Everyone tells you to know your why when you start out and you want to create something online. But I have a different take. It is not only your why, but it's also your that's it moment. Unless you have your that's it moment, I think it's really hard to continue, because we can all have, well, we all do have things that we would like to do, things we would like to have, or places we'd like to travel to, savings we'd like to have set aside. But these are all things that are too far away from our brain, or at least I think so. And unless you have that's it moment, I have had enough of this, it's really hard to go through all the new things that you need to learn, that are not necessarily hard, but they're just new, so your brain perceives them as danger. And that's it moment varies for each person. Mine was, well, now almost 7 years ago. I had a part-time job as a music teacher. I received a phone call from my mum, who was looking after my twins at the time, and she said that my little boy was feeling very poorly, had fever, and I should come home. So I went to the principal to ask if I could go home to take my boy to the doctor, and the principal of the school point blank said, "No, we're really sorry." I mean, he was a kind man, but he said that there was no one else to look after the children, although these were like 16-year-olds. They were not entirely small children, but they could not be left unsupervised. He was unwilling to find someone else to supervise them. And I was to stay there until the working day was over. And I was like, "No, I need to go home now." And he said, "Well, you cannot." Well, of course, I packed my stuff and I left. As I was walking home, I'll never forget, the school was only maybe 15 minutes walk from where I lived. And I remember walking. And do you know when you cry, but tears of frustration, when you have those like big heavy tears welling up in your eyes, like in the corner of your eye or eyes, and these big tears like drop from your eyes, and as you're walking, because I was walking, I was so upset. I was like stomping my feet, and I thought at that moment, that's it. I have had enough. That is it. I cannot take this any longer. I must find a way so that I don't have to work for someone else. I must find a way to stay at home with the children. And that is ultimately what I did. But that one, because I was writing my first blog at the time, and I think I might have started my second blog actually, but nothing was really working. I just felt I wasn't doing everything I could have done to get some success, because I had that job, and at that moment I needed to really start working harder and start making things happen. And this is why I wanted to share this story with you, because if you are considering working online, and I hope you are, I so hope you are, please try to find your that's it moment. Try to find what is it in your life recently or whenever where you thought to yourself, I'm just not putting up with this any longer. No, just no way. I mean, mind you, it took me another 2 years to give up I had another job after that, and then I could stay at home. So 3 years altogether. It doesn't have to take you 3 years, but it took me 3 years. So it took a while. It didn't happen instantaneously, but it did happen. It did happen. It changed my life. That's it moment actually changed my life. And now with hindsight, I'm actually grateful for that moment. I really am. Even though that was one of the most powerful moments in my life and the most life-changing moments in my life, simply because it changed me and changed my priorities. It changed my resolve to make this happen. I was hiding behind all sorts of excuses, that I was too old, that I didn't understand how things work, which I didn't. But it wasn't something that I couldn't learn. But I was constantly finding excuses for myself why something didn't work or why something wasn't working. Instead of always looking for solutions, I would just accept that, of course, this wasn't for me and this isn't for me, and I'm just not as clever as everyone else, not as talented, not as persuasive or whatever. So this "that's it" moment kind of pulled me out of that rut of forever inventing excuses for myself and me to work even more. So that is when I started slowly posting on other platforms, and as I said, eventually after 2 years I was able to leave my full-time job. So I just wanted to share that story with you, to inspire you to find your "that's it" moment and then draw your strength from that "that's it" moment. Draw your inspiration, whatever it is that you need, it from that moment. And if you would like to start something online, have a look in the description. I have some free resources for you. Go through those, use them. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have your "that's it" moment. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to read about those. And I will see you in the next video.